Bookish friends. Today I'm going to do a fun tag. The name of the tag is Dilemmas of a Book Nerd. This tag was created by Lindsey's Little Library. I will link her channel down below. If you haven't already know her, I really like her content. She mostly reads historical fictions, thrillers and literary fiction. And historical fiction and mystery and thriller are my favorite genres, so she is one of my favorite booktubers. The first question in the tag is book storage. How do you store and organize your books? I mostly read Kindle books, therefore storing and organizing books is not a big problem for me. But of course we have some physical books at our house. I live with my parents. Our libraries are joined and we keep them in three separate bookshelves. They are not big because my parents are also Kindle readers. Therefore we only keep the physical books that we like and the ones that we did not read. Therefore book storage is not a dilemma for me. The second dilemma is tracking. How do you track of what you have read and what books you own? I mostly use Goodreads for that purpose. Starting from this year, I also started to use a separate Excel sheet. But my main tracking source is Goodreads. The third dilemma is borrow. Do you lend your books out? Yes, I do. I mean, because I'm not a bookkeeper, therefore I like to share everything that I own with some people, because I'm a big supporter of my friends who read. Therefore, it's not a big deal for me. But I have some people who do not return their books. So they're on my blacklist. I do not lend them my books. The third dilemma is buying. How do you buy or acquire your books? This is the question that I have been mostly encountered since I started my channel. As I've said before, I mostly read Kindle books, so I'm going to start with the Kindle ones. I use my Kindle for reading most of the time, and I use the Amazon website. I look at the deals there and some other deals from other websites, but I mostly use Amazon. And aside from Amazon, there is an application called Bookmate in Turkish. I don't download it in my telephone and in my iPad, and then I pay some fee and then get the entire library of the application for free, as long as I'm a subscriber to that application. I can find many English books, new English books, from that application as well. I have read many wonderful books using that application. As for physical books, I mostly buy them online. There are some Turkish sites that I use most of the time, but I also use physical bookstores and second-hand bookstores for physical books as well. A book fair happens once in a year in my town, and I also try to go there and buy some cheaper books. I also listen audiobooks, but I'm not a very good audiobook reader, because listening to an English book, which is not my native language, is really hard sometimes. Therefore, I mostly listen Turkish books, middle grade English books. For English books, I'm using the free applications because I haven't finished the children's classics yet. But when I finish them, I will try to find another solution for audiobooks. The audiobook option of Amazon is also available, but I prefer not to use it right now, because as I have said before, it's really hard for me to listen in English, an adult book in English. So that's how I acquire my books. The fifth dilemma is comments. How do you respond to, how do you read so much comments? I mean, I'm a new channel, so there are not many comments like that right now. But many people ask that question. My friends at work, some of my school friends, they ask that question to me. I read during my commute, and it takes about an hour to go there, and then an hour to come back. Sixth question, next book. How do you pick your next read? I used to be a mood reader, but since I started following BookTube, I found that I am really good at making goals for myself and participating in readathons, body reading, challenges. I choose my next book according to what is on my TBR. I mean, I usually do follow my TBR. The seventh prompt is, how do you pick what books you bring on vacation with you? Nah. Being a Kindle reader is really easy for vacation. I mean, I bring almost my entire library to the vacation, so I can pick my next book, read my next book there. But if I'm reading a physical book at the time of my travel, I mean, I take it with me. I mean, just one book is not very it does not take much space. As for the genre, I usually choose thrillers because it's engaging, and you do not get distracted by all the noises while traveling. The eighth dilemma is annotate. Do you write or highlight or mark up your books in any way? No, I do not. I mean, if I have to take notes, I take notes in a separate paper. I mean, aside from textbooks, I do not highlight, mark up, or annotate my books. The ninth dilemma is new or backlist. Which do you prefer, new releases or backlist books? I prefer backlist books because, as I have said before, I try to catch deals. But if I want to read a book so much, then I do not look at the deal and I buy it. But like 90%, I read backlist books. Dilemma number 10, sequels. Do you read books as they are released or wait for an entire series to be finished? I mostly wait for the series to be finished because, as I said before in the previous question, I'm a backlist reader, so I can wait. But for series, I only acquire the first book for series, and if I like it, I acquire the next one in the series. But you know, there are some exceptions for some authors, but most of the time I do that. So this was my dilemmas as a book nerd. I want to tag some lovely friends that I have made since I started my channel. I want to tag Katie from Book Bliss, Jane from Jane Knight, and Emily from Novelle Novels. I will give links to their channels below. This was a really fun tag. Even if I did not tag you, consider yourselves tagged, because this tag really helps us to learn more about the booktuber. Thank you. I hope to see you very soon.